from Baylor to Alabama?
Obviously it's been great to come back to the SEC and be closer to home. A lot of relationships that I've had from my playing days. My dad being a high school football coach in Georgia. Really proud to be here and be a part of this organization and this team.
This coaching staff kind of draws coaches from all across the country. How much does it help to have that SEC experience and that experience in Georgia?
Just starting day one recruiting, being able to go into places that I've been, have pre-existing relationships. I think that's the number one thing to start, just day one. And then two, just to be able to be in this footprint, the type of players that you can recruit here, and what you can sell to those families and those players, and what Alabama is and what it's going to continue to be.
Coach, what's the message being preached in that outside linebacker room right now?
Day one I walked in and all over the walls are some of the great players that have been here. And there's been some great players the past 3 years that I've recruited and I know well. Dallas and I know Will. And so that was the standard, telling them that the expectation is to live up to that. And obviously with Dallas going to the NFL, there's going to be room for guys to step up. That's the number one message is we plan to continue to carry that torch. And so motivating them, challenging them pushing each other. One thing about this group is that they do coach each other. And that was exciting to see from day one.
Speaking of guys that stepping up, Coach, you look at Quindarius Robinson and Keanu Code. How have they been in that room as guys, as leaders, trying to get everybody else to step up around them?
Yeah, those are two guys that I had actually recruited while I was at the University of Florida, and coming day one, we already had a relationship. And so those guys have been vocal. It was off-season workouts, fourth quarter program, to day one in the meeting, and then especially after practice, those two guys, they definitely come together and communicate what the expectation is, and they're pushing the group, and I'm proud of them.
How is that relationship, the pre-existing relationship, how does that help the transition coming in and really teaching a new defense to these guys?
I think at the end of the day, them knowing my heart, in order to coach someone, they need to know that you are for them. And so to know that from day one, it was exciting to just walk in the meeting room. I got there around 11 o'clock. Coming in from Texas, and by the end of the day we were out here with the guys going through drills, so there's a familiarity, but they also know that there's a standard at Alabama.
You may have already touched on this, but why Alabama? And you said you already know them. You have an SEC background, but why Alabama in this first half?
I think that in the country there's not a place that you can walk into a home, a brand that you can walk into a home and be able to say that we can develop your son to reach his full potential. And along the way, we're going to win championships. That's the expectation here. That's what the standard is. And so a lot of the families that I had known previously recruiting, they knew who I was, and being at Alabama, able to obviously sell that big picture and long-term vision.
And then also just with the early signing day, I know people are trying to get it in June. Just as a recruiter, what is your opinion on that?
At the end of the day, I think every kid is different. Every kid is at a different stage. Obviously, there's kids that grow up in this state and near here that have always had a dream of playing at Alabama. My view is that I want those kids to be able to finish out their high school career and be the type of player that their team and their coaches are expecting them to be in their community. And then I know from personal experience playing in college that it's most important to be where your feet are before you take that next step.